to the goddesses, man. Etherable being reporting for duty. I already know what it is. Cellfluid is dead. I murdered cellfluid. As I stated before, y'all should always be looking for ways to kill yourself. Know what I mean? Shout out to the Cash App supports. Still sending in those donations. Know what I mean? Been still getting those donations. I'm sitting there like, yo. They still sending donations. And I ain't even doing no videos. I'm like, yo, I gotta drop some kind of videos, man, because they are supporters out there, son. And it ain't only monetary wise. They are some supporters out there when they embody and live the message. That's the real supporters, son. Ain't necessarily always got to do with money. The real ones who support the message, as I stated before, the message is only meant for those who can live it. And the real supporters of the message is the ones who embody the message and become the message. They support the message. They carry the message. They are known as the support beings that hold the message throughout this devilish dimension that we're in. You know what I mean? Straight up. Now, mother daughters thought that I lost the fire. Hell no, I'm beyond the freaking fire, son. You know what I mean? I'm beyond the fire, son. Straight ether. You know that avocado is an etheric fruit. I know they're gonna be running with that. I know how I be coming with it, son. You know what I mean? So instead of saying straight avocados, we're gonna say straight etheric fruit. But yeah, I've been getting a bunch of questions, a bunch of messages. Like, yo, some messages I respond to, try to be brief, but yo, man, I'ma speak the language. I don't even like to text. You know what I mean? I damn sure ain't about to be up there texting no paragraphs or no damn novels answering all of these damn questions. You know what I mean? The archives is lethal right now. Check them archives. Archives is still popping. Somebody had wanted me to speak on the Zodiacs. I think I spoke on it. I'm pretty sure I spoke on the Zodiacs before. So I don't know if I did a video dedicated to it, but I know I mentioned it in videos. You know, there's a lot of videos. There's a lot of topics are mentioned within a different video. You know what I mean? And that video was entitled as what I had mentioned in the video. So that's why it may be hard for people to find specific videos. You know, but all of this is all connected, son. You know what I mean? These you gotta know, all when I say all this is all connected, I'm talking about the lies. Because all these lies is connected, son. That's why they say things like, well, if you follow the trail, it will lead you to the source. The source, in some instances, doesn't always mean the truth. truth will be revealed to you, but you will see that all of these lies that's connected is giving you the, or whoever, if your mind, you deal with the mind, son. The hell with the mind. If your etheric think tank is on that wave, you would know that the lies build up and you begin to start seeing how fugazi it is. So when you're digging deeper, you're just digging deeper to see how more fugazi it is. You know what I mean? How more la 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 it is. So I stated before, belief is artificial truth. The real truth is outside of this realm. You know what I mean? So we've been trained to see the Zodiacs as, well, you know, we got to look at the moons and the stars. And my Zodiac is in such and such house. And, well, this is how I got to go about my day because my numerology and my tarot cards and my, you know what I'm saying, my readings is telling me, well, this is what I need to do. F the Zodiacs. What kind of a soul are you when you subscribing to something that you created? You're supposed to be able to bypass all of that and create the energy at will. We speaking the real deal here, son. You know, yes, you can create energy. You're sitting around waiting for some planet to align, to have some energy kick off to the planet, so you could benefit in whatever way it is. Why don't you create the energy? Oh, because they lied to you and told you that energy cannot be created. Configurated energy is created energy, son. Anytime you manipulate energy, that is a form of you creating energy. Because you are configuring it to behave a specific way. So therefore, how that energy is now behaving is not authentic. That's why you have to keep constantly manipulating or keep constantly doing the rituals. You know what I mean? As I stated before, the rituals is a science that deals with creating artificial energy. Spirituality is an art form that deals with creating energy. You could create spirits with spirituality. Look at Jesus Christ, look at Allah. Those are spirits that was created. And they have to keep introducing the rituals of going to church, the Christmas, the Easter Sunday, you know, all these rituals that keep manipulating that Jesus Christ theme in existence. Keep continuing that fake God existence. In other words, if the people on the planet was to stop doing all these rituals, if they was to stop going to church, which is a ritual, if they was to stop praying, which is a ritual, if they was to stop reading that Bible, which is another ritual, if they was to stop celebrating Christmas, which is a ritual, stop celebrating Easter Sunday, which is a ritual, anything that's tied to Jesus Christ, if the whole planet was to stop doing it, meaning stop doing those rituals, you would see that Jesus Christ's spirit would cease to exist. It would cease to exist. So the only way they could keep doing or keep the Jesus Christ spirit alive, and just because it's alive, it doesn't mean that it's real. Just like you got hybrid food, you got hybrid gods, and Jesus Christ is one of them. You know what I mean? But if these people was to stop doing that, you would see that the Jesus Christ is artificial. You would see that it's a fake God. When you see these people celebrating Christmas, going to church, what they are exercising is spirituals. Spirituals is what they are exercising. Now I know we've been trained to see spiritual a certain way, but spiritual is a compound word. You know what I mean? Spiritual is a compound word. It deals with the type of energy, which is electricity and ritual. In other words, you're using the alchemy science of manipulating electricity. That's what spiritual is. You know what I mean? So when they go to church, that's why you hear them say things like church people are spiritual. That's why you hear them say things like when these people worshiping Christmas or celebrating Christmas, oh, we got to get into the Christmas spirit. You know what I'm saying? We got to get into the spirit because it's Christmas now. We got to get the Holy Ghost in church. We got to get into the Christmas spirit. You know what I mean? Meaning that for you souls out there, you got to downgrade your solar etheric energy on a spiritual wave band. And you got to participate in the rituals to keep this Jesus beast going. You know, and these Africans is idiots, man. They got all these gospel shows on freaking on a fake book with all these dumbass Africans. You know what I mean? Yo, these Africans is slow as hell, man. You know what I mean? They slow as hell, man. It's like it's like these people. But then again, I know these people, man. And these people just doing it because they trying to get that money. They all about them damn donations. You know what I mean? Robbing the people. You know what I mean? That's what they're about, son. But they got all these things on Facebook of these pastors, you know what I'm saying, spreading the so-called word. The only thing that they doing is spreading that spirit frequency, son. That's it. That's all they spreading, son. They spread no word. They spreading a spell. You know what I mean? They spreading a spell. They need you to constantly donate your soul energy to keep the spirit alive, known as Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? When you're looking at the Zodiacs now, that is a universal prison. That is a prison for creatures on a universal level, son. As I stated before, this whole universe is hell, and only creatures dwell in hell. Unfortunately, the God race got caught up in the chaos and became part of the creature bloodline. You know what I mean? They became part of the creature bloodline. So when you're looking at the Zodiac, that is a universal prison. A prison that has to do with many types of variations of manipulated energy, and you all have creatures. Yes, on all of those planets in a prison. They're all in a prison. The universal prison, the Zodiac. That's matter of fact, that's where the word zoo come from Zodiac. Why do you think they keep animals in the damn zoo? Where do you think they get that from, son? Where do you think the beast gets the idea for putting animals in a zoo? He gets that from the Zodiacs. Why do you think they call us gods? The reason why we were given that title as a god is because that's what gods do. They guard the prisoners. We guard the prisoners. But now it's like, you know, you hear these stories out there. You got these people out there who be guarding the prisoners. Hold on for a second. So I'm about to go grab something to eat. Base, I'm about to go grab something to eat. You hear about these guards.
Yeah, very good.
About 7'5". That's far as hell for me out there. I'll jump on this highway maybe in like 10 minutes. You hear these stories about these people that's some of these guards up in these prison facilities that's supposed to be guarding the prisoners, and then they don't follow the rules and the regulations. They do certain things that's outside the parameters of them guarding the prisoners, you know, whether it be smuggling drugs or doing certain things that they ain't supposed to be doing for the prisoners. And what now happens to them? They now lose the title of a guard, and now they become a prisoner. They lose the title of a guard, you know what I'm saying? G-O-D-G-A-U-R-D, same-ish. You know what I mean? They lose the title of a guard, and now they become a prisoner. Now they must be amongst the beasts, the creatures, the prisoners. The same thing with the guard race. Why do you think we was in so-called slavery? Notice that the main symbols that they used to represent slavery was what? A chain. A chain. The same symbol they use to represent prisoners. A chain. Whether you shackle and from head to toe, you got cuffs on, they got the chain, son. Chain around your neck, ankles, wrists, waist, they got the chains on you. You know what I mean? For the guards who was in the prison that they didn't follow the rules and the regulations, same thing happened to us. We were supposed to guard the prisons. When you hear about these scholars talking about we used to be all over the universe, used to be traveling to the universe and all, they gave you a misrepresentation of what this universe really is. Number one, they stroked your ego when they told you was a god, because now you know these people looking at it, they a god and they can just do anything that they want. No, you can't. No, you can't. You gotta follow orders, because that's what a god does. It follows orders. You know what I mean? This thing gonna be beeping for a while. Hold on, let me pause this joint. Big. We were supposed to follow certain rules and regulations being in this universe. And since we went against those rules and regulations, now we got stripped from the... Because you got to know, being a god is a title that you have to earn. You know what I mean? You got to earn these titles. And when you earn these titles, it has to do with you reaching a certain energetic frequency, son. It ain't just, well, you know, the small dud is just a god because you're just a god. No, you got to get to that vibration to be a god. You know what I mean? You have to accomplish certain energy vectors within your solar vibration. Every time you raise your soul, constantly raise it, you achieve another, for lack of a better term, title. You know what I mean? To denote what kind of a wave band that you're on. You know what I mean? Denote what kind of wave band that you're on. These cats out here who call themselves gods, and even these chicks who call themselves goddesses, they nowhere near being a god or a goddess, man. You know what I mean? Straight up. You got these chicks out here who call themselves goddesses, but they open their legs for demons. They open their legs for demons. They laying with demons. Bad diets, and they smoke, drink, sniff, shoot heroin. Some of them smoke crack, sniff coke. After past diets. Even the music that they listen to is nothing but damn chaos. They don't even listen to music, they listen to chaos. You know what I'm saying? Programmable notes to put you up under mind control so you could self-destruct. And as I stated before, you could only be up under mind control if you got a mind. The mind is artificial, son. The hell with what these people been saying, son. You know what I mean? The mind is artificial, son. When you downgrade your etheric think tank, that solar bubble that's over your head. When you downgrade that, when you start accepting all these titles, is that who you really are? When you start believing, you have developed a mind. The humans are the ones who's supposed to have a mind, because that's how you send instructions to them. You got to understand what kind of computer the human body is. You know what I mean? You got to understand what kind of a computer the human body is. The mind is there so that the gods can send damn codes to them through the cosmos. You know what I mean? It's like a wireless form of communication. So look at it like you got a wireless, like look at it like a wireless keyboard. You got a wireless keyboard in your computer. Let's say you got crazy range on your wireless keyboard, son. And you got like a hologram where you can see the screen for the commands that you're putting in, son. You know what I mean? You now typing in the messages in the damn, the digital Ouija board. That's what your keyboard is. You know what I mean? And it's signals that's being sent from the keyboard to the tower, known as the computer. It's the same thing with the damn humans, son. But it's just on a bigger scale with the gods. You know what I mean? The gods send these messages through the moons and all that. You know what I mean? It comes through the sun and it bounces off, goes through these different layers. That they call ozone layers. It goes through those different layers and they get filtered out and dispensed out to certain creatures on the planet, son. They all got minds. A dog got a mind, you know what I'm saying? Squirrels, ants, they all got minds. You know what I mean? It's all different, it's different variations of minds. And it's specifically there to control them. It's specifically there. But the beast does sometimes is bypass the mind and go straight to the brain. Because the mind sends signals to the brain. You know what I mean? But the beast now, see, they know that they could create a hole in people's frontal lobe and just bypass the mind. You know what I mean? And just go straight to the brain. And have them do all types of wild-ish. Mind control, brain control. They all under control, son. But that's what the mind is for. It's artificial, son. It's there for you to send signals to the artificial beings. A demon is an artificial being. You know what I'm saying? A demon is an artificial being. They not real. They was created. You know what I mean? So we were supposed to be in charge, and because we didn't follow certain laws, we now got stripped of being a god, and now, it's talking about you black people now. You went down the ranks to black people, which is prisoners in a Zodiac. You are now a prisoner in the universe. You can't even leave the universe. These spiritual cats out here, these cats that be teaching this spirituality, they don't never talk about leaving the universe. They don't even know that they could leave the universe. They under mind control, but they mind wave is locked in the universe. They say things like, I am the universe and the universe is I. How idiotic is that for a etheric being to be saying? You beyond the universe. The gods created the universe. This whole universe is artificial, man. The real, what you would call the real universe, is the etheric realms. Matter of fact, I was going to do a breakdown. Because I was going to do a breakdown on that movie, The Endgame, son. But this is something that they showed in Doctor Strange too. But that movie, The Endgame, son, I might do a breakdown. I don't know, son. That movie, The Endgame, Avengers Endgame, they showed you that they was opening artificial etheric portals. When you see them about to fight and they opening all these portals and you see that burn ring around that, son, that's an artificial etheric portal, son. You know what I mean? etheric portals are triangular. A hyper-triangular shape, for lack of a better term. All portals ain't circular. You know what I mean? Straight up. But they showing you right there that they was opening the etheric portal, pulling out entities from the etheric realms. As I stated before, these superheroes are fourth dimensional voodoo dolls. Your Spider-Man, your Superman, your Incredible Hulk, your Venom, your Carnage. Who else? They got Batman. All these damn Spider-Man, all these damn superheroes, man. They fourth dimensional voodoo dolls, man. They are voodoo dolls that are being utilized on a higher dimension. That's why all those characters supersede human beings. They supersede human beings. They have what they would tell you is special powers. The special powers just means that these superheroes have access to more power, so they could push more energy through their senses and make it operate higher. Because that's what your higher senses indicate. Your higher senses indicate that you have the ability to push an enormous amount of energy through the senses. When you look at disabled people or mentally challenged people, what they would want to call retarded, but mentally disabled people, the reason why their senses is operating like that, because they don't have the ability to push that much energy through it, because their whole vessel is compromised. Their whole wiring is compromised, so they can't push that much energy through the senses of the brain. But when you have that etheric energy and you can push that energy through the senses, your senses become heightened now. All of your senses, even though you got way more, but the senses you got, you know what I'm saying? It becomes heightened. As I stated before, common sense, that ain't nothing to be bragging about, man. Common sense is standard sensory operations. That's what common sense is. Standard sensory operation. Seeing, smell, taste, touch, hear, meaning that all of your senses is compromised. It could be easily manipulated. That's what common sense is. Meaning that they got you all on the same sensory waveband where they could manipulate all your senses. They could manipulate your sense of smell. You smelling something that smells good, oh, I want to eat that, but that's poison. You don't have the higher senses to screen past the aroma of the pleasant smell. Your sight sense has been corrupt because it's now on a common sense frequency. Well, you know, this person, for these girls out here, or this guy, he looks attractive. I could see myself having babies with this guy, or this girl over here, she a dime piece. You know, she look good. I'm gonna holler at that. Your senses, your seeing sense has become corrupt. You can't go past the surface. You can't see the prison signatures that person have on them, because you operating from a sensory sense that's common sense. They call it sense because it's short for sensory, and it's common, meaning that it's easy to fool you because you operating on a weak energy waveband. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that energy force field around you to screen everything, son. You know what I mean? They just want you to obey. You know what I mean? Straight up. The mind is artificial, son. But you know, yeah, these people, they don't never talk about leaving the universe. This universe is fake. This is a prison. And we are supposed to be running the prison. Never mind Africa or Earth. As I stated before in that Curse of Armin video. You know what I mean? When I was like, what was that? It was something that I said and I showed the galaxy. You gotta know that the galaxy is a sector of space that we supposed to be running. We supposed to be running sectors of space, which is billions and billions and billions of planets. We're not supposed to be on our hands and knees talking about we need to be going back to act. You see how small you think? You don't see how small y'all wearing the titles of a god and y'all don't even think like a god. You sitting up here crying for Africa, a freaking breadcrumb, when you're supposed to be running the whole sector of space. All of these galaxies that's in this universe, you have different gods that's appointed to run them. That's how your mind's supposed to be. But matter of fact, that's how your etheric think tank's supposed to be. But since you got a mind, you're focusing on Africa. You're not even thinking like a god. You think so goddamn small. You don't even think like a human. You think lower than a human. The human running the planet and going to other planets trying to run the whole solar system. And here you are sitting up here crying about Africa. You're not even thinking on the same wavelength as a human. You're thinking beneath a human. But that's what happens when you don't embrace who you really are. You don't embrace your energy, man. To embrace who you really are is to embrace your energy. You got to acknowledge your energy, man. Your energy is ether beyond. Your energy is not electricity and it's not spirit. That's not your energy. You have been stifling your energy by falsely identifying yourself as a spiritual being. Why you think nothing works for these people out here who talk about they spiritual? They stuck in a loop. They got to keep you coming back so they can keep that ritual going. Let's go to this debate. Let's have this debate. Let's go over here, talk about this. Let's talk about that. Keeping you in the same ritual. Because they need your energy. You stop embracing them, they would cease to exist. You know what I mean? The Zodiacs is artificial, man. It is a prison network for creatures. You know what I mean? And it identifies to you how certain energies has been tailor-made by the gods. You know what I mean? Those codes, but they want to talk about numerology and all that stuff, those are codes, those are algorithms on how you're supposed to be manipulating the creatures. You're not supposed to be manipulated by no numerology, by no Mercury in retrograde, by no planetary alignments and none of that. You ain't supposed to be manipulated by none of that. When the moon is full, that ain't supposed to be affecting you. That's a simulation. It's only supposed to affect those who's part of the simulation. But since the God race became part of the matrix, they are affected by all the energies. You think the gods who created this planet is affected when the damn moon is full? You think about this for a damn second, man. You think the ones who they call the gods, I'm speaking a language, that created this whole universe. In fact, we ain't even gonna go all the way to the universe. That created this damn solar system. You think those gods that created the solar system is sitting somewhere in the universe or the ether realms being affected by a freaking full moon? You think they flipping tables over in the etheric realms like, God damn, it's a full moon on Earth, man? My emotions is all out of whack. You think they're being affected by that? Hell no, man. They the ones who created the program. You're looking at a celestial program, man. You're looking at them zodiacs. That's celestial programs that is supposed to be manipulating the creatures that crepeth upon the land. They ain't supposed to be manipulating the God race. The God race supposed to be doing the manipulating. You know what I mean? Instructing these creatures where to go. Straight up. The energy governs the creatures on many different wavebands. But you know, since you don't want to be the God no more, you know what I mean? I want to be the beast. I want to be the creatures. So now you live like a creature. Now you be subjective to the creature ways. Anything that affects the creature will affect you as well. God took your etheric think tank and put a mind on you. So you could be mind controlled just like these damn zombies out here. You downgraded your soul, you lost your etheric bubble because your etheric think tank is what telepathically send thoughts into the minds of the humans. You know what I mean? How you think the beasts create all these big ass satellites? All these big antennas, these phone towers, cell phone towers, all of these devices the beast is creating, they use an enormous amount of energy that wirelessly control the creatures on the planet. You know what I mean? Even though the energy can't match yours, it's more than what you're kicking out right now. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be the first-hand programmer with your etheric think tank. But you gotta know when you lose your right to be a god, you lose everything with it. It's like Superman losing his powers. Think about it as your right to rule as powers. When Superman loses powers, what can he do? His whole being revolved around his powers. Your whole being of a god revolved around your powers. It revolved around your energy, who you are, the soul, not the body. It revolved around that. If you lose your energy, you lose your powers. Superman lost his powers. What happened? He can't jump over no buildings. He can't lift up cars. He can't see through walls. He can't hear on a nano level. He can't use his x-ray vision. He can't use his cold breath. He can't do nothing. He now could get punched in the face and feel what a human feels. He's now on the same level as a freaking human. He is no longer a freaking god. You know what I mean? He's now a human. Now when somebody is coming up to challenge him,